Hey guys, this is Untitled Boy here, and today we're going to be doing another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the M3A1. Let's begin. Now, this is going to be a rather pretty small information about this because this is basically just an upgraded version of the M3 diaphragm. Now, if you actually know about that, revert to my last review, and you can definitely know that this is more of an update out there. Now, these are basically introduced in 1942, and they actually have other companies. This one I have is basically from, let me see the lights, from General out. So, yep, that's basically what it is. Now, judging on to the mask itself, the carrier itself is basically the same thing, just like the M3 diaphragm. But the difference are from this version and the M3 diaphragm, this one actually has a basically different diaphragm piece. Now, let's get to the whole gist of it. Now, unfortunately, this does not come with a hose, but again, the hose contains asbestos. So the hose will go in there, and inside of the mask, it'll be traveling in here by the T-SOT tubes, and then exhale from there, basically going out here. And compared to let me do a comparison between this, a brief comparison. Now we got to the comparison out there. Now the difference out here is, well, the obvious. The exhale valve, or the big old diaphragm piece, and the exhale valve. Now for this one has like a flapper on the original version. Meanwhile for this one is a much more different one piece out there, with the flapper piece inside of there. Now, the entirety of it feels kind of much more the same, which is kind of surprising out there. And this one, unlike this guy here that actually does come with that piece, of course, it has basically made of rubber with some cotton onto it, with cotton, of course, including the entire elastic piece, well, basically elastic skull harness, head harness out there, wrapped around with bandage all around the piece, including the tube itself, including the hose itself, with a big old piece of plastic with a film inside there. And inside of the mask, yes, inside of it, it basically has, just like the M3, it doesn't have an oral nasal cup. I think mine's did not come with that little rubber piece inside of it. Let me go show you that inside of it. Also, another difference out here from another difference onto the M3 diaphragm, that this one has that piece inside, and that's for the diaphragm piece. For this one does not have it. Maybe the one I got did not have that piece missing. I don't know. Who knows? If anyone wants to know about that, let me know, because I mean if that was actually a missing piece out there from here, unfortunately don't have any pieces like that. And also the mask itself and the carrier itself, and I actually really gonna point out a brief thing about it. It's the same thing. If you thought that the ANP VPF1 has that at least have a different carrier out there. This one is just too darn good that they decided to reuse the carrier. I mean, that's kind of true out there. And you all know what's going to happen. Time to go test on the mask.
So this is what it sounds like with the mask on.
This one, on the other hand, this is one of the more common World War II masks out there, and I say common out there because I seen 3 of these in the wild. One of them was in Wichita, which the glass, one of the eyepieces broke. Another one was in Texas, yet the whole hose was missing. And the one I have it came with the hose and actually in a pretty good condition, including the bag. The only problem is, well, the filter is missing. Now, there is another one like this, but it's an industrial version of this, which is the 101 standard unit. This one's actually sold by Newpack, and it's in Australia. The difference on to here is there's a stamp on there, there's a like tape around there. And also the filter or the hose is rather different. It's actually much smaller and also came with a different filter with it. And also was in a big old metal box out there. Do I recommend the mask? For collectible use out there, I do, but for usage, not so much. Oh, I forgot to put this. There's a stamp in there. So my verdict on there, I think it's little bit on the 6 out of 10. Yeah, I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. It's a not bad mask, and I think I do recommend it as a more if you're into World War II collecting. But that wraps up the M3A1. Tune in next time. We're going to be diving deep into the Cold War era. Well, I'm Artil Boy, and I'm signing out. Hope you guys have a great day.